Okay, here is EDSA, Edesa Biotech. This finishes at $11.92 today. That is up 102.72%. Please like the video. Please subscribe and catch me every weekday after market close on the Smarter Gambling Show. Okay, here is SPY. This finishes at $434 today. That is down 1.67%. So yeah, really nasty day for SPY and all the indexes. But all things considered, this could have been a lot worse. Before Power Hour, this was over 2% down. And during Power Hour, we had some major buying pressure. So there could be a few reasons as to why the overall market went down today. Could be this China Evergrande thing. Could be the Fed talking soon. Could be hyperinflation, pandemic concerns. A lot of different factors going into this market sell-off today. But nothing really else to say about that, so let's jump right into some analysis here. So first of all, we have a gap up at 400. So that is a bearish indicator that is telling us that this is likely to come back down to 400 eventually to fill this gap. And this gap was created all the way back in April. So honestly, this may never fill. It's been a couple months, but you never know. We should pay attention to that. And today we have a gap down. This gap down at 440 today. So that is currently a bullish indicator that is telling us that this is likely to come back up to 440 eventually to fill that gap. And that may be in the short term. Usually gap downs on SPY do fill rather quickly. Okay, so right now this is trading between the sideways channel, the rectangle of 436 and 431. So if this goes to the upside, next levels of resistance would be 436, 441, 444, 449, and then the all-time high, 454. And if this goes to the downside, next levels of support would be 431, 426, 423, 416, 411, 405, 398, 394, 389, 386, 381, 376, 371, 364, 359, 353, 347, 343, 339, 334, 332, 327, and then the low of 324. So right now at this current price, 434, the channels to the upside and the downside are pretty decently sized, so expect a good amount of price action either way this goes. The RSI is currently at 33, so not quite undervalued and oversold, but quickly approaching that. And this did 165 million in volume today, more than double the average, so very significant volume today. So this sell-off today was confirmed by the volume. So honestly, it's a little bit difficult to tell where the market is going to go in the short term. But traditionally, SPY does recover relatively quickly, like I said earlier. So yeah, the gap down at 440 is a bullish indicator. And the low RSI and the high volume on the short side are also bullish indicators. The low RSI would suggest that there may be a good buying opportunity here. So we have a few bullish indicators here. And on the bearish side, we have the gap up at 400. And then we have all this China FUD going on. So honestly, if it wasn't for this China FUD, I would say going long on SPY right now is an excellent play. But right now, everything is up in the air. We don't know how bad this Evergrande China situation is. We don't know if this is just the beginning or if it's already over. So traditionally, going long here is a great play. But due to this China FUD, I can't say the same thing in this situation here. Taking any position here would be somewhat of a gamble. So for that reason, I think that the better play is to hold off from this altogether. Don't make any play. Just observe the price action. And once this starts to catch some support or resistance, then you can take a position. I don't think this current price, 434, is a good entry going long or short here. Taking a position here would be a high risk, high reward play. So I'm not going to say don't do it, but understand that if you do decide to take a position this is a gamble at this point, so understand what you're getting yourself into. So sorry to everyone who lost money on SPY today. Could be a good buying opportunity, not financial advice. And good luck to everyone currently in SPY and to everyone looking to take a position. This is SPY. Okay, here's AMC. This finishes at $40.29 today. That is down 8.85%. So AMC hasn't been talked about as much of late because we've had a bunch of other meme stocks stealing the spotlight. We had SPRT and ATER and BBIG and CEI. So yeah, the chatter has been going down about AMC. But today we have some very big price movement, so we're going to cover it. No specific news or anything to justify this price action today. Just the overall market selling off and I guess apes panic selling and some shorts piling in. So let's jump right into it here. Let's analyze this. So in my previous shows, I said that it looks like a cup and handle is developing here. And now it appears like a cup has complete. 51 appears to be the top of the cup, and the bottom appears to be 29. So yeah, we have a complete cup here. Now we have a handle starting to form. So just some quick math off the top of my head. If the top is 51 and the bottom is 29, this should pull back to around $40 to complete the handle here, because that's about halfway between 50 and 29. And right now it's at 40.29. So this is around where it's supposed to be if this is, in fact, a complete handle. So that's actually a neutral to bullish indicator, because usually what happens after a cup and handle is complete is the handle starts to consolidate and eventually it usually breaks out. Can't say how long it's going to consolidate for, but that's usually what happens in a cup and handle. We have the cup complete, handle complete, consolidation, then breakout. So right now we're in consolidation. So hopefully we will see breakout pretty soon. But yeah, I do expect us to trade around $40 for a little bit. And this actually gapped down today. Very small gap, but it is a gap. This gap down at $44. So that's a bullish indicator that is telling us that this is likely to come back up to 44 eventually to fill that gap. Might be in the short term, hopefully. So right now this is sitting on the support of $40, which it finished at today. So if this goes to the upside, next levels of resistance would be 42, 44.50, 48, 51.30, 55, 58, 62.50, 65, 69, and then the all-time high 72.62. And if this goes to the downside, next levels of support would be 37.50, 34.80, 32, 29, 26, 20.50, 17.25, 16.50, and then the low of $14. And there is a bunch of support below $14, but we're not going to discuss that right now. Not too relevant. So right now at this current price, $40.29, the channels to the upside and the downside are pretty wide. So expect a significant amount of price action either way this goes. Nothing new for AMC. Extremely volatile stock here. The RSI is at 44, so a little below average. And this did 71 million in volume today, which is actually a little below the average, but I don't think this is a fluke here. Still pretty big volume. So yeah, the sell-off today was confirmed by the volume. This is a little difficult to tell where this is going to go in the short term, but I'm going to stick to what I said. So either two things can happen right now. Like I said earlier, the handle can consolidate around 40, and eventually it will break out again, or this cup and handle can reject, and this can continue to freefall to the downside. But either way, in the short term, this doesn't seem that bullish. Longer term, yes, but in the short term, this would be neutral to bearish. So I think that going long would not be a good play here. I mean, I guess you can do it if you really like the stock that much and you're willing to hold through consolidation, and eventually it might break out again. But I just don't really see a point buying in here and holding for who knows how long until we get some price action again. And on the other hand, if this doesn't go to the upside, it can continue to freefall to the downside, and you're going to lose quite a bit of money there if you enter at $40. So I think in the short term, going long is not a good idea here. I wouldn't do it, and I would not support that. Not financial advice. Seems like a pretty good play here. Like I said, in the short term, this is looking neutral to bearish. I definitely don't think it's going to go to the upside. This is a relatively low risk, medium reward play here. Some pretty good tendies to be made to the downside. So going long doesn't seem like a good play, and going short seems like a decent play here. Not financial advice. So sorry to everyone who lost money in this one today, and good luck to everyone currently in this stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is AMC. So here is SDC, Smile Direct Club. This finishes at $6.49 today. That is down 3.13%. So this stock has been picking up momentum in the past week. This may be the new meme stock that the apes are jumping on. The apes like this stock, and they're starting to pile in. And actually, at the end of the day, after market close, we have some news here. It's pumping in the aftermarket. So let's take a look at that. So it says the company announced a plan to launch in France in the beginning of Q1. So that is very, very big news. Great PR. Smile Direct Club is looking to expand into Europe next year. So no specific news or anything to justify this price action today. So again, probably just the overall market trend. And let's analyze this. Okay, so it looks like we have a cup and handle developing here. Looks like a very ugly cup and handle, but it's still a possible cup and handle. It looks like the top of the cup is around $9. The top of the cup could also be 10 or 11. And the bottom would be around 460. So that would currently be a bullish indicator. That would mean that this stock may come back up to 9, 10, or 11 to fill the top of the cup here. So right now, this is trading between the sideways channel, the rectangle of 660 and 640. So if this goes to the upside, next levels of resistance would be 660, $7, 740, 770, 790, 820, 850, 880, 915, 940, 960, $10, 1030, 1060, $11, 1140, 1160, 1190, 1220, 1250, 1290, 1340, 1370, $14, 1450, $15, and then the high of $16. And if this goes to the downside, next levels of support would be 640, $6, 550, 515, 490, and then the low of 460. So right now at this current price, 650, the channels to the upside and the downside are pretty decently sized, so expect a good amount of price action either way this goes. The RSI is currently at 61, so a little above average, and this did 96 million in volume today. Very significant volume, so this sell-off today was confirmed by the volume. This chart is looking more bullish than bearish to me right now. Really, there's not too much to go off of other than the possible cup and handle, which is a bullish indicator. The RSI and volume, those are slightly bearish indicators, but I don't think we have to worry about those too much. And like I said, if this is in fact a cup and handle, this should come back to at least $9 to fill the top of that cup there. It could go to 10 or 11. So that would be at least 30% to the upside. So yeah, a lot of tendies to be made to the upside here. A lot of upside potential. And this really can't go down too much more. You know, the low is 460. And it looks like there's some pretty strong support here at 6 and 540. So unlikely it's going to pull back that much. This may pull back a little bit, but it really can't go down too much. So I think going long here would be a medium risk, high reward play. It's definitely worth a shot here. I would support it, not financial advice. And if you want to go short, not financial advice, I would not do that, and I don't recommend that. For the same reasons I said to go long, we have this possible cup and handle here. That's a bullish indicator. This is kind of near the bottom already, so a lot of upside potential and not too much downside potential. So going short here would be a high risk, medium reward play. I say high risk because, like I said, this can easily go back to 9, 10, or 11 to the upside. And if it goes back there, you're going to be down a lot of money. And I say medium reward because while this can pull back to, I don't think it's very likely. So yeah, I think going long is a good play here, and I don't think going short is a good play here. I support going long. I don't support going short at this current price, 650. So sorry to everyone who lost money in this one today. Hang in there. This can possibly squeeze if the apes keep the momentum up. And good luck to everyone currently in this stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is SDC, Small Direct Club. Okay, here is BBIG, Vinco Ventures. This finishes at $7.28 today. That is down 6.31%. Okay, so here's yet another meme stock that we've been covering a lot the past couple of weeks. Now, I will say that the momentum is cooling off with this stock. It seems like a lot of apes are selling their positions, taking profits, and moving on to some other meme stocks. You know, this was number one on StockTwits for like a week. It had very, very strong momentum, and now it is still top 10, but this definitely isn't getting as many mentions as it used to. So that's not good. The momentum is cooling off here. And these meme stocks depend on speculation and momentum. And actually, if you guys have been watching my previous shows, I've been saying that the chart looks pretty bearish to me, and it looks like we might be in freefall. But yeah, no specific news or anything to justify this price action today. So probably just the overall market selling off here, and apes panic selling and shorts piling in. So let's analyze this. So first of all, we have two gap ups. We have a gap up all the way at 150, and then we have a gap at $3. So those are bearish indicators. Those are telling us that the stock is likely to pull back to fill those gaps eventually at 3 and 150. Now, honestly, the gap at 150 may never fill. You know, that's very low, and it's been 9 months since the stock was at 150. So I would not be surprised if that gap never fills. But I do think the $3 gap has a much better chance of filling than the 150 gap. I think the $3 gap is much more realistic. So right now this is trading between the sideways channel, the rectangle of $7.60 and $7. So if this goes to the upside, next levels of resistance would be $7.65, $8.15, $9.10, $9.40, $10, $11, $11.90, and then the high of $12.50. And if this goes to the downside, next levels of support would be $7, $6.50, $6, and then the low of $5.30. And there's a bunch of support below $5.30, but we're not going to discuss that right now. So right now at this current price, $7.28, the channels to the upside and the downside are pretty wide, so expect a significant amount of price action either way this goes. However, if/when this comes back down to $5.30, the channels start to narrow, so expect a significant decrease in price action if/when this comes back down to $5.30. RSI is currently at 53, so pretty average there. So according to the RSI, this current price of $7.28 is around fair market value. And this did 28 million in volume today. Very significant volume. So this sell-off today was confirmed by the volume. So like I said, this chart currently looks really, really bearish to me. It looks like it's going into free fall. We have the double gap up, which are bearish indicators. And we have the momentum that is slowly cooling off with the apes. Still there, but, you know, it went from number 1 to 2 to 3 to 5, and now it's, you know, in the bottom 10. So that is not good for the momentum of this stock, which is everything this stock pretty much rides on. So therefore, I think that going long here is not a good idea. I think that $7.30 is a terrible price for going long. Like I said, looks pretty bearish. Looks like it's going into free fall. So if you buy in here at $7.30, you're probably going to end up catching a falling knife, and you're probably going to end up holding the bag. I really don't see a point in going long here. Doesn't make too much sense. That would be a high risk, low reward play. So I wouldn't do that, and I don't recommend that. Unless the momentum starts to pick up again on social media, which it's not looking too great, I highly doubt this is going to keep running to the upside. And I will just say, if you do want to go long, definitely don't do it here. Hold off. I would say set your buy orders to at least $5. You may be able to get this for $5 and lower. Now, if you want to go short, not financial advice, seems like a pretty good play to me. Again, chart looks really bearish, got the double gap up, and this looks like it's going into free fall. The momentum cooling off. So all indications are pointing to this continuing to free fall and go to the downside. So I'm not sure how far this is going to go to the downside, but this looks pretty bearish and looks like it has a lot of negative momentum. So this could pull back to 5, and that would be around a 30% gain to the downside. So a lot of tendies to be made. So I think going short here would be a low risk, high reward play. Like I said, I don't think it's very likely that this is going to move to the upside, and even if it does, probably won't go up that much, and a lot of downside potential. So I would support taking a short position here. Seems like a pretty good play. So sorry to everyone who lost money in this one today, and in the past few trading sessions. Consider taking profits if you're up. Not financial advice, but it doesn't look too great right now. Looks pretty bearish. And good luck to everyone currently in this stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is BBIG Vinco Ventures. Okay, here is EDSA, Edesa Biotech. This finishes at $11.92 today. That is up 102.72%. Okay, so here was a bright spot in the bloodbath today, and this actually had news today, so let's take a look at that first. Okay, so it says that the company announced positive results from the Phase 2 part of an ongoing 2-3 clinical study evaluating the company's monoclonal antibody candidate, EB05, as a single-dose treatment for hospitalized C19 patients. And in addition to that, we do have some price upgrades. We have Zacks Small Cap Research raising the price target to $20. And then we have Brookline Capital reiterating their price target of $18. So very positive news for this stock today. A lot of things going for it. And on top of that, this stock was trending on StockTwits today. Top 10. So the apes were involved with this one as well. So the hedge funds like this stock. The apes like this stock. Everyone jumped in and caused the squeeze today. So let's jump into it. Let's analyze this. Okay, so we have a gap up today at $6. So that is a bearish indicator. That is telling us that this is likely to pull back to $6 eventually to fill that gap. And more likely than not, that's going to be in the short term. The RSI is currently at 90, so extremely overbought and extremely overvalued. So be careful, guys. And this did 160 million in volume today. Very, very significant volume. Biggest volume day ever for this stock. So this pump/squeeze today was confirmed by the volume. So I think this one is pretty obvious. $12 is a yearly high. It went up 100% today. Massive run. Very high RSI. Very high volume. Gap up at $6. You know, that's 50% to the downside. So this looks pretty bearish to me right now. I think that going long would be a mistake. I don't think that's a good play. You would be FOMOing in literally at the top. And this already ran 100% today. I don't know how much more you want it to run. Very unlikely it's going to keep running to the upside. But I will say, if this does pull back to $6, which it probably will eventually, then I would support taking a long position there. I think $6 would be an excellent price. Now, if you want to go short, not financial advice, seems like a really good play to me. This is already pulling back below 10 in the aftermarket. So you already missed out on a lot of tendies there. But still, from 10 to 6, that is a 40% downside. So a lot of tendies to be made to the downside. A lot of downside potential. High RSI, high volume, gap up, major run today. So chart looks very, very bearish. In all likelihood, this will pull back pretty significantly. So I think that going short here would be a really good play. It would be a low risk, high reward play in my opinion. I don't think this is going to keep running to the upside. And even if it does, it can't go too much higher. This already went up so much, 100% today. And like I said, there's a lot of downside potential. So yes, looks like an excellent short play to me. And I would support taking a short position here. So congratulations to everyone who made money on this stock today. Consider taking profits, not financial advice, but this was a major run today. Chart is looking very bearish, so I would lock it up. And good luck to everyone currently in this stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is EDSA, Edesa Biotech. Thanks everyone for watching today. I appreciate you guys. Please like the video. Please subscribe and catch me every weekday after market close on the Smarter Gambling Show. You apes already know, diamond hands to the moon. I'm Ty. This is Smarter Gambling. See you guys tomorrow. Peace out.